welcome back to my channel. I'm Symtherin, and we're here with another speed build in The Sims 4. Happy fall, y'all! I know I've been feeling the fall vibes for a minute now, and I think a lot of you have been feeling the same. But as of today, it's officially fall, at least here in the Northern Hemisphere. So we are kicking it off with a fall build. Honestly, fall is one of my favorite seasons in The Sims 4 and even in the Sims community. Well, one, the game is super cozy itself, right? And then come fall, starting usually early September, many other simmers create and share their own fall builds, which I absolutely love to see. So you're gonna see a lot of those in the next month, and I'm super excited. I have another one all ready to go, and I'm gonna work on another one real soon. So yay! What are you guys excited for about fall and fall builds? Or better yet, are you working on any fall builds, or have you completed any fall builds? Have you shared them? Let me know. I want to check them out. Sorry the lighting just changed on the build a bit, but here we are. We were definitely going with, I guess, I don't know if it's Victorian. It might not even be that Victorian, but I pretty much went on Pinterest and I was like, fall builds, and got a few suggestions, and one pretty much stood out to me. I actually remembered to save it so that I could show it to you guys so you can kind of see where my mind was at and where we started. It does look a little different in the end. That's typically how it works for reference pictures when I use them. And then once I have the shape of the build pretty much figured out and I'm satisfied with it, I pretty much stop looking at the reference picture. This is very helpful if you're trying to build and you really don't know where to start. Maybe you have an idea in your head, but you're like, I need just that visual. For me, I'm a visual learner, and I kind of like to copycat a little bit. Obviously I wouldn't copy anyone's builds, but we got paint and details on the build. We kind of bounced real quick. I know I was struggling with figuring out what wallpaper I wanted to use and details, so I did not record it because I was getting a little overwhelmed, but the landscaping here is the best part. I had so much fun using the landscaping, and it's really different than what I usually do for landscaping. Usually I like the overgrown look, the lush, a little more untamed landscaping, but this home deserves gorgeous manicured lawns, and that's what we're getting. So we use lots of hedges. I use the tool mod to kind of sink them into the ground so that they're not super tall. Yeah, and we're using a lot of the horse branch. I almost said stuff pack. It's not a stuff pack, but a lot of items from the horse ranch expansion pack, because one, the landscaping items in there are completely gorgeous, and two, I still love that pack. It's honestly got so many good items inside for interior, exterior, all of that good stuff. Yeah, I really enjoyed that pack, but I especially love the landscaping, or the terrain paint. That's the word. We got a total of 4 different terrain paints with the Horse Ranch pack, which we don't get very often. So obviously I want to use it all the time. Like this dirt path that I used here, I end up later adding some stones on top of it. And then for the grassy areas, I felt like it needed more texture. And we got a really nice textured grass terrain paint with Horse Ranch. So I used that up, and now we're putting some fences around. I think these are base game fences. But we are building in Brindleton Bay, because Brindleton Bay is honestly the best world for fall. That's my opinion anyway. Maybe you have a different opinion? Let me know. We are 5 minutes into this build, and I did not mention that this is a very long video. It's about 30 minutes long. Yikes. So we're gonna be rambling a little bit, but I hope you guys are comfy and you're cozy with maybe a blanket, your favorite beverage or snack, or both. Because, I don't know, it's just nice that you guys are chilling. And I definitely did want to keep in a lot of the process for this build, which I know sometimes I do cut some things out. I don't believe I showed much of the backyard that I was working on because it's pretty similar to what's out front as far as the landscaping goes. But, I mean, I'm not going to let you, or I wouldn't have you sit through it twice. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. But here you can see I'm adding the terrain paint I mentioned from the Horse Ranch pack. It definitely gives it a little more level and looks like there's actually grass instead of just nothing. And I think it really adds to the build. It's probably something I'm going to use a lot. And I think I have used a lot recently. But get used to it because it's going to be around. But if you don't have that pack and I use it on like a base game, well, I wouldn't use it on a base game build, but it's easy. I mean, I feel like it doesn't have to be there if you don't have the pack kind of thing. Speaking of which, this build is on the gallery. You can find it under my ID, which is Symtherin, same as it is here. And yeah, it should be functional. I did not play test. Yikes. I need to get better at that. But for the most part, it should be good. I didn't clutter up the inside too much. And yeah, that's about it. So you saw first I did use the flower bag from base game to try and line the like flower beds on the exterior here. But I felt like they were too white against the rest of the landscaping. So instead I'm using this package item. So if you zoom in on it, it's just like a little box. Like if your sim orders a package, even though that doesn't happen technically, but that's what this item is. It's in the debug menu. It's either debug or live edits. I should put the cheats down below. I will try to. Speaking of what's down below, here we're in the backyard, so I do show some of the decorating. But down below, I've kind of edited my description to add in links to the mods that I use. I use the T.O.O.L mod a lot to duplicate items, like if I size down an item or I grab a bush out of debug, you can't hold shift and copy the items naturally like you would with any other items in the normal build by catalog. So I use the T.O.O.L mod to pretty much like duplicate it a bunch of times. You can do it by like first toggling the object on, it'll glow green with the Alt key, and then you can use Alt Shift and click, and just click on your mouse, and the item duplicates just as the size or rotation or whatnot. So I use that a lot. So that is down in the description below if you guys need easy access to it. But the backyard space is pretty simple. We have some gardening plots there. We have a table, and we have the horseshoe game from Outdoor Retreat. But I imagine that this house would probably have like cornhole, if you're familiar with cornhole, or bags. I know different parts of at least the country in the United States calls it differently. It's basically like a slab of wood, right, that's kind of on an angle, and there's a hole in the middle, and then you have like bags which could be filled with like sand or whatever, but you basically toss them and you try to get them in the hole, and if you land on the board you get so many points. If you're in the hole you get so many points. You're against the team so they can knock your bag off or knock it into the hole. But it's, you know, I imagine this house would have that more so than the horseshoe game, but we don't have that in the game. So we're gonna make do with what we have. And now the front porch here is coming along. We just got a couple of benches and we're adding some pumpkins. I tried to put some pumpkins around just to kind of give it like an early fall vibe, you know? Like, we're starting to decorate, but we're not going all out yet. we're just pulling things out like day by day, maybe week by week, as we get closer to October and Halloween. I do put Patchy up on this porch on this side here with the chess table, thinking he's part of the decoration. Fun fact about Patchy is if your sim talks to him enough, he comes alive. It's really cool, and then he can help with your gardening needs and all of that good stuff. But the back porch here, we have a grill, and then I do put a table, but this table, I'm not sure if every seat would be functional. It's really a tight squeeze. It might be beneficial to maybe get rid of some chairs and push it along the windows or the fence, or maybe just get a smaller table in general. But I like the way it looked, so I left it. I mean, there's a table inside too, so, and a table down in the yard as well, actually, now that I remember that. Yeah, there's one there too. I also keep going back and forth between like the black wood tones and the dark brown wood tones. I ultimately tried to keep with the black wood tones because we use a lot of black accents, we have black flooring, and I think it just kind of fit better than the brown. Like there you saw I was kind of playing with it, and I decided, nah, never mind. And we're just looking for a rug that fits under here. And I think we keep with that one, but we're gonna go inside soon. So I can't wait to show you the interiors. I definitely had a lot of fun with this one. I enjoyed the layout. We do have a lot of bedrooms, I believe 4 bedrooms. I've recently been doing a lot of these larger family home builds, which at least more so than I usually did in the past. And maybe that's why I needed a little more time for this build, honestly. I just had to finish it up and get this voiceover recorded. So yeah, I didn't mention that earlier. I did post it on my community tab that this build for this weekend was going to be a little delayed. I was back to work this week. Last week I was on vacation, and so I'm getting back into that routine pretty much. I was good for a while, and then all of a sudden I was like, wow, I am beat and exhausted. You ever get that feeling? You're just like too overwhelmed, you're too tired, there's too much going on, and you just don't feel like sitting in front of the computer and doing any more work, especially since I sit in front of the computer almost all day. That's probably about 80% of my work is on the computer, on calls, and looking at a screen. So I definitely try and limit that, at least when I can, and when I know I'm feeling kind of exhausted from looking at screens. But the dining room here is coming along. I did have it first in the other room, you may have seen that, and then I decided to move it over here. I was thinking this could be like an office, maybe a living space, like a family room, but I opted to make it the dining room again, or instead. And the kitchen is on the other side, so maybe that makes no sense. But it is what it is. Behind this door, though, we do have like a guest room, which I will talk about more when we get there. So we're definitely not going to do that next. I really liked putting the turntable here that we got with the Modern Luxe kit. It's such a nice touch, and I feel like having family over and or friends and just having dinner here with a vinyl record playing would be such a vibe and so cozy. I also put a lot of these leaves around from Seasons. I think it makes such cute decor and really simple to add to the build. So that's my excuse for calling it a fall or autumnal build, whatever I'm gonna name this video. What else is in here? The bathrooms. I actually really like the bathrooms. I don't leave any of them on camera this time. Sometimes when I do large builds like this and I know I have like planned out at least three bathrooms. I think there's 3.5 in this one. Sometimes I just take a look at it and I'm like, what can I tackle first? And bathrooms are pretty much, it's so much easier just to kind of keep them the same color scheme, same items. So I like to try and just knock it out, right? Knock all bathrooms out off camera, and then I'm like, great, perfect. Most of the build is done now. I just have so many rooms to do. Here I'm trying to figure out the layout of this kitchen. I was playing with these dark brown ones, but I wasn't working for me. So I end up going black, and I tried to do like an open kitchen here but I do end up closing this as well. I end up closing it because I needed a place for the TV and a fireplace, honestly, and I didn't have much wall space if I had that kind of open. Plus, I also imagine this house to be more traditionally like closed concept versus an open concept. But if you like this look and you want to do that instead, you can definitely, you know, edit this build however you need to. The archway here at first is right here on this wall, but I do move that to the other side as well. I do like how dark and cozy the kitchen came out though. It's really cool. I don't do like the black cabinets and counters very often, so that was a nice change of pace for me. And that's when I went to the dining room and kind of changed everything back to the black wood tones versus the dark brown wood tones. Like I said, I was going back and forth with that, but we are just cluttering up the kitchen now, and it's really coming along. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Oh, kitchen. We're getting that stuff pack soon. You guys I'm uploading this video on the 24th of September, and I believe, are we getting it? Let me look real quick. September 28th. So on a Thursday. I think Thursdays are usually when these packs get released, right? Yeah, but stuff pack. It's back. Ah, I'm so excited. I can't wait to get my hands on that stuff pack and kind of play around with the new items and maybe some gameplay. I don't know. I don't do much gameplay. When Horse Ranch came out, I did end up doing a little bit of like solo gameplay off camera. I was really into watching James Turner's Rags to Ranches. I have to catch up. I think I'm a few episodes behind now, so please no spoilers. But it inspired me to kind of do my own Rags to Ranches gameplay, and it's been a while since I actually opened that save. My sim pretty much fell in love with a cowboy, right? And then she got pregnant, and then I was kind of like, alright, bye. That's typically how it goes with my gameplay. I enjoy it for a while, and then I'm just kind of like, alright, I'm gonna go back to building now. Building, I feel like I can do all day, every day. Well, not really. Not all day, every day. There are times where, like, I feel a little burnt out from building, but for the most part, compared to gameplay, that's all I ever want to do. I really just like building houses, and that's been my experience with each generation of Sims games that I've played. I've shared the story a few times. I played maybe a little bit of Sims 1, a ton of Sims 2. That was my jam. And then I kind of fell off the Sims face of the earth. I notoriously say that I don't think I ever really played The Sims 3, but then I actually saw a status, like, you know, on Facebook, if you're on Facebook, and it shows you your memories. There was a memory once, I guess, when Sims 3 was coming out. I was like, oh my god, Sims 3 is coming out. So maybe I played some of it, but I didn't, if I did, I didn't stick with it for very long because I don't think I ever even got packs for Sims 3. Yeah, so if anything, maybe I checked out the base game and maybe I was like, I really don't remember, okay? But for the most part, Sims 2 was my jam. But what was I saying? Oh, I was saying I would like play the game for a while and I'd be like, okay, we're motherload, we're rosebudding, we're just building my dream house. And then I would start over, you know, create a new Sim cell with my Sim crush, usually Daniel Radcliffe. I think I've mentioned that before. Usually always Daniel Radcliffe. It was always the same, but I always built. I always ended up like leaving the gameplay aspect and just building a home and then playing for a little bit and being like, we need a new home, right? Totally. Even though it's been like 5 sim days, like it's time for a new home. Like it is crazy. That's all I did was build. Yeah, and then that was the living room, so now we're in the guest bedroom. So in this guest bedroom, there isn't much personality per se. I do keep it very, very simple and not cluttered at all. And you can see they do have their own bathroom, which I felt like was very convenient if you have family or friends over. you definitely want to make sure they're comfortable, they have their own space, and they don't feel like they're intruding on your like typical bathroom schedule. At least when I visit family, I get excited when there's like either a bathroom for me and my other like immediate family who's with me visiting them to share, or my own bathroom, because now I'm not intruding on your space, and it's a lot more comfortable if you're lucky enough to kind of have that setup. So I especially like this bedroom. It's very simple, and here I am playing with the browns again, but I do keep it black. And then up here, we're already on the second floor. This room was at first going to be a bathroom, but then I realized I have so many bathrooms in here, but I don't really have a study or an office space if maybe one of your Sims works from home or writes or, you know, needs a computer, really. I don't think I put a computer anywhere else in this build. I may have spoke too soon because I may have put one in one of the bedrooms. So the bedrooms we have are the guest bedroom downstairs. We have a bedroom that I imagine would be for like a teen, probably a teen girl, but it could go either way. I mean, you can change things up. And then the other bedroom would be for like, I don't know why I always do this. I do like a teen girl, I do 2 twin boys, and then I do the parents, right? I don't know why I do that. Is there a bedroom combination you typically do when you do like kids' bedrooms or family bedrooms? Let me know. I am definitely really curious down in the comments below. So, you have a few questions to answer, guys, today. Do you have any fall builds going on? Are you excited for the kitchen, the home cook hustle stuff pack? And then what's your bedroom combo in your family homes? If you're just building for fun and not necessarily for a specific family in mind. Obviously, if you have a specific family in mind, like if you're playing with a family, you already know what you're doing, because you have the Sims right there, right? So I'm just curious, is it just me? I don't know why I lean that way. But here's the teen girl's bedroom. I thought it was really fun. I definitely wanted it to kind of match the vibe, but also maybe she's into like space or fantasy or sci-fi or something. Or I think I put some space things in the twin boys' bedrooms too. But I imagine this teen was like maybe just aged up into a teen or pretty recently, because there are some remnants of their childhood, like this dollhouse, these pictures up here, and then in this corner we get a dresser. We have like 2 closets in here just for space. I kind of like squeeze them together, and I think I put a desk here. I think this is where I also put a computer and another turntable. This Sim is into music because I said so. But also because I thought it was cool. But yeah, there's a lot of room in the bedrooms to play with, so if you have like Sims with specific skills or trying to like different hobbies, you definitely have options to kind of play around with what's going on here. And I didn't clutter up too much, but here's the gaming setup, maybe streaming setup, maybe, right? It's possible. I don't know, whatever floats your boat. But yeah, what else? Man, this was a long video, hasn't it been? We're almost there. We're a few minutes away before the tour. Yeah, here's the parents' bedroom. Sorry if I'm getting a little rambly and a little sleep happy. I'm tired. It's been a long week for me. And I just got back from grocery shopping with my mother. So that was fun. We shopped for 3 households. We go for one, my mom, because she needs food. Myself, I need food. And then we mostly do it because my grandma can't really get out anymore. I mean, she has, she's getting up there in age, so she's not as mobile as she used to be. So we do her grocery shopping. And it kind of gives me and my mom an excuse to like go for breakfast and once a week, especially since I've moved out in the neighborhood. It's really nice to just, have that routine. Anyway, the parents' bedroom here, also pretty simple. We got the 2 dressers, kind of trying to make it look like it's one. And yeah, I switched out the mirrors here because, I don't know. I just decided to. I really don't have any logical reason, I guess. But yeah, I think I put some fall decorations on. Do I? Or some books, some clutter. I might put some leaves up there. I can't even remember. Pillows. I put pillows up by the bed, at the foot of the bed. But this is pretty much the parents' bedroom. And then the last room we are going to take a look at is the twin boys' bedroom, which I definitely use blues. Yeah, blues and blacks. At least the curtains are blues. Blues. See, my brain's starting to fry. But I did think about putting that science table in here, but there wasn't enough room. You could probably get rid of the closet or the bookshelf that I have on one wall. But anyway, we're cluttering it up, but we're done with the video. We're at the end. If you guys made it this far, you're the real MVP, and I love you so much. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video tour and the little screenshots I have in my end card. Yeah, I don't know. That's about it. Do all the things. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.